As much as I think the terms introvert and extrovert are outdated, I am definitely an introvert of sorts. But I think, like I said, I don't think it's good to label it because then you become attached to that label and you subconsciously have a harder time branching out from that label. Hey guys, how's your day going? I wanted to talk about this kind of epidemic of loneliness that I sense. And I sense this because I'm feeling it. And I think I'm feeling it because it is self induced a little bit. But the part of self improvement and self betterment that I feel like not a lot of people talk about is how lonely it is. I have heard a lot of people talk about this actually, but it's crazy when it actually is real. It's one thing for people to be like, yeah, the lonely chapter, but then it's like, oh no, it's like super it's real. It's lonely. So, like I said, I feel like I kind of have inflicted this on myself, but I've been trying to lock in, as they say, for probably about 6 months now, maybe a little more, 10 months, probably six actually taking it seriously. Well, maybe even like 2 months actually taking it seriously. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? It's like the timeline is a super confusing way to measure my success. Anyways, so I've never been one to have a lot of friends. And if any of my family or friends heard me say that, they would say, Sedona, you have a million friends. Stop. And I've never felt super close with many people. There has been a significant amount. Okay, hold on. I'm like contradicting everything I say in the next sentence that I say. A thing that is super weird to think about is you can never, and this has always kind of bothered me. I don't know why. I just like thinking conceptually and really mind bending ideas, inception. So, a thing that I've thought about is you can never think in someone else's brain. You can never see how you are seen by people. And maybe that's like my weird relationship with like being perceived and like validation, but you can never understand, you can never actually think how someone is thinking. Even if you're trying to give them advice, it literally has nothing to do with you, whether or not they take it or not. Whenever you interact with people, you can't know how they take it, which can drive you insane. And I kind of think that it's hard because when you go through this self-improvement journey, you kind of start having all these insane thoughts and you really want someone to share them with. And even the people you do share them with that understand, like my boyfriend and I are like on the same page about this stuff, which is amazing. I'm so lucky to have him, but you still never actually know if they feel the same feeling that you do, in terms of like, it's hard to understand what I'm talking about here, but I'm talking about like realizations. You know, things like you think about, if you've ever like meditated, you know, like a feeling of understanding something and it clicks in your brain, and then you try and transfer that to someone else, and sometimes it might not land in the same way it did for you. And that's totally fine. The whole point of this is that I'm saying it's totally fine to feel lonely in your thoughts. I think everyone kind of has the feeling of, oh, but I'm different. They don't know how I think. Like, no, like I'm crazy. Like, you don't know my brain. And I kind of think that it's more similar than we give it credit for, even if we can't explain it or we can't know it for sure. I feel like it's more similar than we think. And that's why it's okay to feel lonely, because everyone feels lonely. And when you do interact with people, I feel like you're interacting in a way that satisfies that need for connection, and it's kind of all happening subconsciously. You don't even need to feel less lonely or have all these friends. It's kind of just interacting with people in general helps that a little bit, even if you hate it. Am I making sense? Because like I said, I'm an introvert. My social battery dies quickly, but I still long for community, and I think that is a part of all of us. And I think there's basically, I'm all over the place. Oh my goodness. I think there's so much potential for that community feeling, and I think that the internet is kind of gonna resurface that, but in a real world way. Like group meetups, but like they found each other online, or like an online community space that people can chat with each other in real time, but it's like not toxic and like weird. I don't know. I just think that we're social creatures and we already know this, of course, but I think it's okay to feel a little bit lonely because I definitely feel it too. If you're like me, maybe you are driven a little crazy by the thought that you can never know if your thoughts are actually making sense to anyone else, even like making videos. I don't know how you're perceiving me right now. That is like a super weird thing to think about. But I guess interacting with people could be seen as selfish in a way because you're just getting it to satisfy that want to connect with people. But then the same people are doing the same thing back to you. And it's not intentional. They're not just being like, "Oh, I need social interaction." But that's kind of what it is. Okay, another thing I just thought of. Maybe it's not even, maybe everyone thinks we're lonely, but we're not actually that lonely. We just see people doing things on social media so often and we feel the need to interact more. I kind of have this other thought where I almost don't want to interact with people. I feel guilty when I cancel events, or when I feel guilty when I cancel plans, or when I don't talk to people. And literally going into this new year, I was like, one of my goals is to learn how to talk to people better. Because I'm struggling because I don't want to label myself as shy right now, but I have shy tendencies and I really like struggle with speaking to people. It's insane. It's actually my biggest downfall and it's super annoying, but I'm trying to not have that be a thing. But how am I supposed to have a goal if it's not a thing? It's a very weird concept because it's another one of those things I don't want to do, but it's like, do the thing you've been avoiding the most. Okay, I never want to go to networking things or hang out with new people or even go out of my way to make plans with new people because it's like, why? But I think that's me being at fault because it's so good to have friends, even if I'm like, no one can match me. Like, I'm on this self-improvement thing and I don't have friends right now because I'm bettering myself. I'm not drinking. I'm not going out. I don't eat fast food. Like, I'm spending all my time on YouTube and school. But deep down, I think it's my younger self being defensive and sad that I never felt like I had a friend group that was legitimate. Dang, that's sad. Guys, look at this. We just came to a conclusion. Not a conclusion, but a point of truth almost. Because it feels like saying you're an introvert maybe just means that you're a little hurt from some relationship in the past. Dang, that's what it is. Wow. I'm telling you, these are like little mini therapy sessions. Because when I speak things out loud, it makes a little more logical sense than different thoughts being piled up inside my head. Give it a try. Turn on the camera and try and talk out your problems and try and explain them. Because you actually have to piece it together logically. So maybe that's my thing right now. Maybe I'm kind of sad that I don't have friends, but then again, I could totally go seek them out and make it happen. So why wouldn't I want to go make it happen? Maybe there's a part of me who doesn't want to. Because I truly think knowing people is a really great way to get ahead. And that's sad. But like, yeah, the more people you know, you have a guy for this, you have a friend for this. The more contacts you have, the more people know you and know your stuff, But honestly, it's very intimidating. I just have some type of blockage with it, with talking to people. But also there's like some times where I'm not thinking and it just happens totally naturally. And I'm like, dang, yeah, I'm cool, I guess. I guess I could talk to people. And that was like chill. That was fine. So how do you stop thinking about it so much? Does anyone know? Guys, this was a huge problem for me. In middle school, I was in the front row of my choir. And I would never actually sing because Well, it felt like I was singing, but I know I probably wasn't actually singing. I was probably just like breathing it because I was too scared to actually be heard and to be seen. And my face would turn so red because I'm like in the front and I feel like, oh, like, can she tell I'm not singing, like the teacher or something? And I remember listening to this meditation video on how to make your face not turn red, bro. And it was like, imagine icy wind blowing onto your face every time you take a breath in. And I went to the next day, I'm like, oh, I'm cured. No, girl, not even close. You just solidified the problem as a problem by trying to solve the problem. And it just has been a thing ever since. It's not, so I suppose me telling you that story is making it worse. I don't know. That's why I do not want to identify with labels like shy or awkward or introverted because, yeah, people can be all those things and they can also be extroverted and loud and annoying and talkative. I'm all those things too. And I guess I need to just chill, let go. That's the conclusion I always come to. Is it's fine. I need to just take a deep breath, move on, not obsess over, I need to be better at talking to people. Just go do things that you want to do. I feel like it will come naturally, right? What do you think? I don't know, tricky one. My brain's a little scrambled today, I'm not gonna lie. But I think it's good, but I'm also happy with being solo right now. I mean, I have my boyfriend and my family. And of course I do talk to some friends, but I've never been the type to like have a best friend that we're like, actually that's not true when I was younger. But in my adult life, I haven't been the type to really have many friends, it feels like. At least right now, maybe. Maybe that's okay. I'm not like super mad about it, super sad, but I also can't even figure out what I am. Okay. Thanks for joining me today on my little semi-psychotic ramble. If you enjoyed this by chance, if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Spotify, wherever I go. Make sure to follow my casual video channel, Sedona111 on YouTube. If you're just joining us, hi. This is the perfect time to join because everyone's new here. I basically just started, so thanks for hopping on. Introduce yourself in the comments. I'll say hi. I'll leave a like on your comment. I really appreciate you listening, and I will see you tomorrow. I post videos every weekday just to give you a little daily vibe check, a little topic to think about throughout your day. If you're feeling a little weird, a little off like I am, it's fine. Just do your work, get through it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for watching.